Hey there everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name as always is Chris Army and today we're back playing some Football Manager 2016. But before we get into that, let's play a little game of good news, bad news. So, it's been an eventful couple of days and you might have heard about it, you might have not. So, good news. Obviously, I'm keeping this series on the channel, we're keeping going, you can see it in front of me. Bad news, my PC blew up. Well, it didn't quite blow up, but Windows had major errors. I think my hard drive is failing, so I need to replace that. I don't have the money to replace that, I don't have the money to fix a computer or to buy a new computer. So, puts us in a little bit of a predicament, possibly going forward, where videos might suddenly stop. Good news, that should change if and when I get a job and I'm finally able to work now. For those that don't know, I'm in America. I got married, I moved over here, I've been over here now for 9 months, and I'm at the point in the process where I'm legally allowed now to work, finally. So, bad news, it's eaten up all my savings. Good news, I'm able to earn. Bad news, the job I was going through fell through. It's been a weird one. So, with the computer sort of messing about, the really bad news for a while was the Sports Interactive folder was corrupted. And it wouldn't load or save anything from those folders. But it wouldn't also allow me to transfer anything out of those folders for a long time. Now, I spent about 6 to 8 hours, A, getting the computer back online, B, trying to fix the corrupted hard drive errors, and then C, making sure that I got everything sorted for the YouTube series. So, I got Franchise Hockey Manager working. That was, a little bit of work, but that was okay. That was like half hour maybe getting that back up and running the way it should have been. The Starters Orders series were untouched. I didn't have anything to do with those. Great. The Football Manager ones, like I said, that save folder and the entire folder, more or less. There's a couple that were okay, but basically the entire documents folder that held all the settings and graphics and everything for Football Manager corrupted. So I spent about 3 hours on top of the 8 getting everything back together, getting Football Manager uninstalled, trying to save as much as I could, re-downloading all the graphics stuff, and trying like hell to make sure that I didn't lose the saves for the Catania game and the Arsenal game. It was a lot of work. Good news, I did it. Bad news, it was tough, and yeah, it could happen again because, like I say, the hard drive is about to die. So, I don't know what's going to happen over the next 2 months or so. It's all dependent whether I can get a job, which is going to be difficult because I've not been well recently as well. So, there's a lot of things up in the air. So, keep an eye on Twitter. Any big news happens, it'll be out on there before anywhere else, at Chris Army. So, guys, it is what it is. I don't know if I can afford to buy FM16, so I'm not sure if everything's okay with the computer if we keep on with FM16 for a while, or if I'm able to get it as an early Christmas present. Something happens, I can then move on to that. But money's tight, there's a lot of things up in the air. So, just thought I'd update everybody where we are, what's been happening, what's been going on. Luckily, one good thing that comes out of it is I had to re-download all the graphics. Now, I managed to get all the same graphics as I got before, but I got a slightly updated kit pack and logo pack, only a couple of minor changes. And I did revert back the Swansea logo, because I don't use Swansea's regular logo, as you probably would be able to tell. I like using the centenary badge because I think it looks pretty badass. I don't know what I just did there. That was silly. So if you look here, you can see it's the centenary badge. I think that looks pretty cool, as opposed to just, as you can see there, very small, the little black swan, the very simplistic logo. So I reverted back to that. So we're pretty much the same where we were. A little update, not much on those packs. The big one is the face pack. So now we've got a much more updated pack for face packs, which I'm really happy with. I really do like. If we jump into the team, and there's one person in particular I'm looking for here. We didn't have a face for Luis Enrique. Now we do. So finally we can take a look at the guy who's scoring all the goals in my Catania save, and I'm hoping is going to be leading the line for years to come at Arsenal. So that is Luis Enrique. And yeah, I've also managed to do the real name fixes and everything, which were broken in my last save. I could never be bothered to fix them properly. I've put some work in. I downloaded the new ones, made sure everything was okay. A couple of changes that should have been there that didn't work, I went in manually and changed and worked. So it won't affect the save games, but like the Brazilian teams have their proper names now if I start a new game. So that's going to be good for when we go, over to new saves. So like I say, if I don't get FM17 and there's a new save, then that's going to be a bit better that way. So there's a little bit of good come out of all this sort of craziness over the last 2 days. I haven't really slept in the last 2 days. My sleeping pattern's out of whack because of it. I stayed up all night the first night fixing the computer, getting it back on track. Had a busy day then with family stuff and job searching. And last night I kind of slept a little bit earlier in the day because I wasn't feeling very well. Probably stress as well as allergies and everything, and there's a bug going around, so lots of bloody craziness the last couple of days. So yeah, this is actually being recorded on Friday, by the way, because I got like stuff to do this weekend, and I might not be able to get this up ready for Monday. I have decided that Arsenal goes up on Mondays. Then I believe it's the flat schedule, I think, on Starters Order 6 goes up Tuesdays. I got my franchise hockey manager on Wednesdays, Catania then on Thursdays, and Starters Orders jumps on Friday. So kind of space out the videos like that. So you get Football Manager twice a week, there's 2 videos in between. You get the 2 Starters Orders a week, again 2 videos in between. Everything's separated up nicely by the ice hockey, so there's not too much content back to back for those of you that can't watch every day and maybe watch once a week. If you only watch the FM stuff, then you're gonna be able to watch those 2 videos. Maybe if you watch twice a week and watch one Wednesday, one Saturday. They won't be too old. There won't be a new video in that series too soon. So just a little bit of spacing out. I'm hoping to get a proper schedule like that up on the channel, and I'm also hoping to add a game 6 or a save 6 up on Saturday. Now I'm thinking maybe Out to the Park Baseball. I'm thinking also maybe RimWorld. There's other options out there. If anyone's got a suggestion, leave it in the comment section below. Tweet me at Chris or me, as always, etc, etc. Right, enough. Let's get on with the game. So where are we? What we doing? How things are going? Pretty good. For some reason in the Catania save and in this save, we seem to have like a really good assist player. And it seems to be the right back. For some reason my right backs are getting forward, they're getting balls into the box, and we're doing well. So I'm really happy with that. We had one guy through our academy in Italy. We've got Hector Bellerin, of course, who should be our right back for the next 10 years, let's face facts. As long as this save lasts, he's probably going to be the guy. So it's really nice to see him doing well and getting those assists. He's got a few cheeky goals as well, which is really surprising, but also really gratifying to see goals coming up from defenders as well as midfielders. It's not really all lumped in one area of the field. So I like that. I like the fact also we get 13 goals on Lukaku from 14 games. We've also got 10 from 15 for Giroud. So there's a little bit of a change happening here. This season I went with Giroud. We're at the halfway point though. We're in January. We're in the transfer window. And I knew Giroud was going to be out at the end of this season anyway, but Lukaku's making a big play for that role towards the end of this season as we fight for a couple of trophies this year. So I'm really happy that things are working out there. Other big news, of course, let's take you in. We are in a transfer window, but we have still got stuff to do. End of the season, we've still got Todoric coming in, the young target man. I'm liking target man more and more now. I'm tending to play to their strengths a bit, because I like a big boy up front who can hold that ball and create havoc in a defence for an attacking midfielder to slip through. And if you're playing with wingers, of course, a target man, so I'm big, powerful, good in the air, they're going to get a lot of joy. So we've got the young Serbian coming in. I'm hoping he develops well. Phenomenal potential. He looks like a really, really good player. For 1.5 million, I can't really fault that. Actually, in the window, what we've done, we've loaned out a couple of players. Mamana's out to Monaco. Pat Jones, young defender, I believe. Yeah, young centre-back, out to Kilmarnock. And Dan Crowley, midfielder, out on a free to Aston Villa. Not going to make it at this club. Could be a good player. On the fringes of the first team, but I've got youngsters coming through, and we've got some really good young players anyway. I didn't feel he was going to get a fair shot. So he goes out. You can see, though, we made a lot of moves here, a lot of youngsters. Some of them got better potential than others. Some of them had better scouting potentials than they've initially got at the club. There's a couple of 2-stars, and Ali Bilardi. I know he was a 4-star player with a 3.5-star player with a black star on top when we scouted him. But of course, I do like to remove scout reports before the player signs so that we get a fresh look at them when they join the club. And a couple of these, 400 grand there, 240, that didn't really look like it worked out. Tom Fridge looks good for 100 grand. Mola there on a free still looks very, very good. Richard, very, very cheap. Doesn't look so good. He doesn't look so good. So it's a bit hit and miss from what we can see now. I do expect them to develop and change. I believe in their potential. I just don't think the coaches know very much about them. Not very many big moves either. There's a couple of millions here, 1.5 million there. We're basically just replenishing the entire youth and reserve teams though, because the old group weren't going to make it. So that's basically what we did. The only big name to really talk about, you might have seen him already in this and in the first team squad, Martin Odegaard, 9.25 million, absolutely fantastic. And yeah, what's there to say? This is the guy in FM16. If you want to get one player to build a club around, who's available, that's got the world at his feet and is available for about 10 million or less. Last year you're looking at players like Balanta at the back, Tielemans in midfield maybe. Odegaard is the guy you want to go for this year. And maybe Zivkovic as well out on the wing. You can pair the both of them up, that would be frightening. So we brought in Martin Odegaard, great little player, still got a lot to learn. It looks like, he's not too bad at the moment. We don't play with those. So he's a bit down the order when we talk about attacking centre mids. Chamberlain and Wilshere are currently on the bench. We've got Ozil, Sanchez and Götze are our first three. Santi actually plays in centre midfield. So really when you look at that, Chamberlain were likely to sell for big money. I'd like to keep Jack Wilshere around. I love Jack Wilshere. Captain Jack. So really Odegaard is right up there when you look then at what we can do, and he joins a very exciting attacking midfield core we've got at the club. So I'm very happy with that pickup. He didn't do anything with Madrid. He went on loan to Monaco, didn't do much there, actually ended up in their reserves for a while. And then of course he did come to the Premier League this season, starting this season with Watford. Played some games, didn't play particularly well. Got one assist. You can see there, passings just about 70. We need it to be better there. Under 30% shots. 1.3 dribbles. So definitely one more for the future. I'm hoping he does better with us than he managed with Watford. But that's about it in terms of catch up. So let's go and have a look at the results. And what was our last game? The Tottenham game, I believe. That big sort of derby win. 1-1 with Everton, not a great game. 2-1 loss at home to West Brom, absolutely abysmal. Luckily though, I did shout at them. They were a little complacent. Things have been going too well this season. Not enough hiccups along the way, so we would do one. The wake-up call was West Brom. Sadly, it was at home because until that point, we were unbeaten at home. So not very happy with that. But like I say, there's not too much we can do. We rebounded back with a big 4-1 win over Brighton. Then we went away to Stoke, a tired Stoke team. A little bit of injuries going on as well in both clubs. I needed to rest a little up for that game and for the Brighton game. But big win, 7-0. Really helped us out keeping pace at the top. Then we beat Bolton away from home 3-1. A great game against Leicester 5-3. And you can see Romelu Lukaku got the hat-trick there, which really put us on top. Donnarumma was in goals because I think Czech might have been on international duty or so. I can't remember exactly what was going on there. Oh yeah, I did bring someone else in. I've just seen his name once. And then played the youngsters, including Odegaard, who played well. Vlasic played well. Walcott up top, got a couple of goals. Not really too much else in the team to write home, but we did lose in the FA Cup. But again, I kind of wanted to. I don't like being in the Cups unless the board really want me to win that competition. So today's game is going to be Man City. We are going to jump back to the transfer screen now and find the other deal I did. Some of you might have been looking at it and shouting at the screen, and there it is. 7.5 million. Lucas Romero. I needed a defensive-minded midfielder. I needed a ball winner. I needed a playmaker who'd be happy to sit and tackle. 14 tackling, 15 positioning, 16 work rate. We know Lucas Romero. If you've played FM at all over the last couple of years, you know Lucas Romero. 7.5 million. I mean, how could I not? How could I not? He wasn't happy at his club. I think Roma had bid for him and it got turned down. So we stepped in. The scouts actually reminded me that he was available, and when I went and looked, he was upset because a bidder got rejected. He wanted to leave for, I think it was Roma. So yeah, really happy to have got that deal as well. So between him and Odegaard, I really do think we're in great shape now in terms of midfield options. You look here, Romero, Fred, Ramsey, Cazorla, with Jack Wilshere to cover. That's a 5 men in that central midfield. Now, Romero isn't rated very highly, but I think we all know how good he is. And Jack Wilshere, pretty similar. You look at the attacking midfield core. You've got our front three, the front runners in this. Sanchez, we've got Ozil, and we've got Mario Götze. Then you look at the youngsters coming through like Vlasic and Odegaard and be very happy. And then you got your backup options in Chamberlain and Gnabry, who we may sell, we may not, I don't know. Depends really how well the other guys and how quickly the other guys actually develop. But I think midfield we're really strong. Pato's a little bit injured, but as a backup number 3 choice, he's fine. We've got Luis Enrique coming through, plus the Serbian guy coming in at the end of this season. Lukaku's slowly becoming number 1. Giroud will be sold at the end of the season, but currently he's providing great competition. Centre-backs, Laporte and Stajic behind Koscielny right now. We don't need to change our fullbacks, we just need backups. Yes, checks all, but Donnarumma's proven he can do the job now and long term. This squad's in a great position, and like I say, with the youngsters as well coming through in this team, we're really happy. And I know some of these were much better in terms of scout reports, so I'm hoping they grow back into that. But there's a lot of youth running here. We got a lot of players to sell in this reserve team as well. Nacho Monreal, Theo Walcott. They're both probably going to leave the club in this window if I can get anything for them. So I'm looking at about 20 million the pair. I don't think that's anywhere near unrealistic, and I don't need either of them. So yeah, let's get into the game then. Time is ticking. You can see we got the early kickoff. We are first in the league right now. We do have a 3-point gap over Man United, then a further point back to Man City, and we have 5 points clear of 4th place, who happens to be the rivals Tottenham. Even if we went on a losing run, we'd have to lose 4 games in a row and Chelsea to win all 4 of theirs to fall out of the Champions League spots. You can see Tottenham are on a bad run, Stoke are on a bad run, probably why we battered them. Elsewhere in the league, you know, Bolton hugging the bottom, usual suspects down near the bottom. Brighton, surprise of the season, not the best of form right now, but they are up in the top half of the table, so fair play to them. Really enjoying seeing them doing well this year. So, that's about where we are. This is a big game though. First place, third, we could cut our lead at the top by 1 point to Man City, and then depending what United do. Of course, Chelsea away is the next game. We've got Liverpool at home. They're up high in the league. West Ham at 10th. We've got them there. Should be an easy game at home to Watford, but hey, we did lose at home to West Brom, so we never know. And then the Champions League, we got Sevilla, so that is an away and home game there. Either side of Norwich Palace, which should again be 2 decent results. Newcastle after it, Southampton, Swansea, not too difficult before we go away to Man United. And I'm thinking that is our next game would be away at Old Trafford. And then away to Brighton for the last game, unless we can win the league sort of before then. So, let's ask what... let's swap Sanchez back around to his side. Yeah, so let's ask what the assistant thinks. He's going to go target man Romelu Lukaku. Not got an issue with that. I like to pick my own bench pretty much. So let's get rid of that. He keeps wanting to play Theo Walcott. You know, I'm not down with that, so I need a word with the assistant probably. But the rest of the team looks pretty good. Koscielny's there. Laporte in there, working well. Like I say, the fullback's really impressive. Aaron Ramsey back, fully fit, ready to play. So liking having him there. Fred's played well this year. But Santi's the boy in midfield. I'd rather have Santi Cazorla there. So let's put him in. And yeah, the rest of it kind of picks itself. So let's go for Giroud and Odegaard, because we really want to see those play well. I definitely want Romero in this. Let's give Fred a rest, because we've got Chelsea coming up as well. So we do need to like rotate in and out along the way, but we'll go strong at home, and then we'll rotate for the away game at Chelsea. So Giroud, Odegaard, Wilshere, Romero, covering everything quite nicely there. And of course then, nostalgic plus 1 defender. Who's going to be the lucky call-up? I don't know who's going to be the lucky call-up. Let's go find out. The actual lucky guy needs to be a fullback. So look by potential and everything. I mean, I guess it's Callum Chambers. He has been sent down to the reserves because he's not quite at the level to do much. But you know what? I think we'll call him up because we've got nothing else to cover at fullback. So he's the lucky guy in more ways than one. He does earn a recall to the first team. And that leaves Vlasic out. Do I want to leave Vlasic out? Do I want to leave Vlasic out? Let's put Odegaard on a rotation. Stargic Chambers on rotation as well, I guess. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, I think that's good enough. I think that'll put us in position where we've got a good chance of winning this game, but we've also got a couple of people left over for Chelsea as well, who I believe play tomorrow or the day after, so we'll have a little bit more time to rest there anyway. So, not an easy team to play against. Aguero up front, Sterling, De Bruyne on the wings, Mario. Okay, interesting. Didn't know they picked up him. Looks pretty decent. How much? 24.5. I think I could have done better with 24.5 if you're looking for a midfielder. Toure, Fernandinho, we know exactly what they're going to do there. Otto and Otamendi, there might be a weakness on that flank, which plays into Bellerin being a good player, getting the assist. Zabaleta and company should be fairly tough to beat, but luckily we're defending. That side not attacking. And Joe Hart. So we're going to close down Joe Hart, show him onto the weaker foot. A lot of people have told me that this doesn't make too much of a difference, but I'm willing to take anything I can get. Shutting down Aguero is as pointless may be. But again, I kind of need to do that. Hard. Weaker feet for Yoni and Pablo as well. Happy with that. Let's get into the game then. Assertive. Avenge what happened last time. Got faith in you, Bellerin. You've been playing well, and Alexis Sanchez as well. I got one out of two. Not too bad. Let's get into the action then and see what happens here. Things are going well this season. Lukaku, Alexis Sanchez. Lukaku goes, wins it back. Liking that. Santi. Okay. Oh. Okay. I really thought something was going to happen there. It's unusual to have that early of a highlight in that way and not have it go for us. Nicely played by Alexis Sanchez. Feeds it out there. Nice. Brilliant. Oh, yes. Yes. That's one reason as well why Rodriguez is on a defensive mindset, because I like how he just finds space. I know Alexis Sanchez will want to run about and do stuff, get away from that congested middle of the park. Lovely ball from Rodriguez out wide for Bellerin, and a ball into the far post. Alexis Sanchez is there to deal with it. Everyone's looking at Lukaku in the middle. If it falls back, Mario Götze and Mesut Ozil, the two Germans there waiting to make something happen. If it goes back even further, you're looking there as well at Santi Cazorla. So I'm very, very happy with that. So let's go into overviews. Let's go into instructions. Slightly higher defensive line. Sometimes. There we go. So hopefully that'll shut the gap down, stop us from chasing them too much. Oh, Rodriguez misses Sterling, but Laporte gets a good boy, Aymeric. Good boy. That's what I like to see. So pretty good, Toure dominant in the air. Apart from that, everything else is going kind of to plan. Lukaku does well. That's going to be Ozil putting him under pressure. Alexis Sanchez, Romelu Lukaku started that really with a flick on outside. Very happy to see him working well. And that's what I like, I said with the big man being able to work that back line a little. Oh, and Lukaku just cannot be stopped. Oh, look at them. They're complaining about the 2 goals Lukaku has scored, but absolutely fantastic. And again, we're working really, really well as a team. Not really getting much out of Man City cheaply, but great positioning from our defensive midfielders and our defenders. Midfielders working hard to try and get the ball back. Slightly sloppy though, I feel that we're just taking a few too many risks. But again, great work to get that ball out of danger. And Lukaku will shield it a little bit and allow us to break up their possession. So Ozil, Laporte, Santi, Hector Bellerin. And look at that, it's a hat-trick for Romelu Lukaku. Absolutely beautiful play. You know what, guys? That's it. Lukaku's had his day. He's had his day. I'm sorry, but half-time, 3-0, 3 goals. He's scored a hat-trick. He's played phenomenal. I was going to give Giroud the game against Chelsea, but no, Lukaku's got to start for that. And if Lukaku is starting, that means Olivier Giroud is coming on now to make this second half his. So, that's just been absolutely phenomenal. Let's go make sure Lukaku, Giroud's role is going to be... Do I want to change it? I was going to change it up a bit because Giroud's a little bit of a different player to Lukaku. But you know what? I think that'll be okay. I was going to go advance forward, but it's his favourite role. I might just have to do that. Okay. It's a great opportunity to show them. Okay, Ozil didn't like it, Lukaku didn't like it, but luckily he's off the pitch anyway. Let's just go. Blankets. Yeah, I shouldn't have said anything about pundits. Who kind of wants to hear about that in a team talk? Not really the best sort of thinking there. Kind of get carried away by it. Rodriguez again being a defensive beast. Cazorla against... Yeah, Cazorla against sort of Yaya Toure. Not really the best matchup there. We've got rid of Aguero, which is always a phenomenal time. So let's get to work there. Actually, let's... Okay, he's got nothing. So we're going to go in hard on the central midfielders. Hard and close down the wingers. We're going to go in hard and shut down the striker. In any team, I always believe that the wingers and strikers are the most dangerous players. Sometimes the attacking midfielders as well, depending on the formation. But they're definitely the ones I want to shut down. You just want to put the fullbacks on their weaker foot so that it gives you more time to get into position to defend. And of course, going in hard on central midfielders. That's where the battle of the game is. Really, I tend to leave centre-backs alone, which could work, could not work in different times. Santi's a little bit tired. He's played well. He's played really well, but he's a little bit tired. And I am going to want him to play against Chelsea. So, if we get Santi Cazorla off and put Lucas Romero on, and then switch around and let Lucas Romero defend and put Aaron Ramsey in that slightly more attacking role, I think that'll work quite well. So we've got Giroud on, we've got Romero on, and I'm looking at the moment at Rodriguez. I'm not sure where my change there is, sadly. Like, I'm really not sure where my change is. I might go 3 centre-backs then, and have the left-sided centre-back go cover. Limited defender cover. Because Rodriguez is looking tired, and again, I don't have anyone there against Chelsea. I don't have options, so I'm thinking that might be a Fernandinho is out for Zuccolini as well. That's not really a change I need to worry about too much. Just need to make sure that we're in hard on Zuccolini. Might as well show him on his weaker foot as well. So we've been effective, I think, in shutting down Man City. We haven't taken advantage of set pieces. Giroud, good ball across the Bellerin, and oh, I thought that might have been a penalty there. It wasn't. Morata now is going past. Who is this? That's Lucas Romero. Good job trying to cover him, but got beaten 3 times in a row. Not really the best. Laporte lets him go on the outside, and he hits the post. So, Morata looking really dangerous there. Really dangerous. And they're throwing bodies forward. Oh, and great save by Czech. I think it might have been going wide anyway with Sterling. Out on that left flank, doing a lot more damage. A lot more damage now that Rodriguez isn't covering him. So Hector Bellerin might need to step back. And if we put him on wing-back defend, that might work out for us. When we do the third change we're talking about, last 10 minutes, I think it's going to be nostalgic. He can play left back as well, but I think I'm best suited as a covering central defender, because that way he'll be there. That also means I need to put Romero over this side with Ramsey there. It's a little bit of a weird formation, but I think the balance will be where we need it to be. So player of defense, slightly higher, yes. Don't hit the early crosses, don't look for the overlap. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I am fairly happy with that. And then be more disciplined, prevent the short goalie distribution. Less closing down. Move on to control. That'll do me. I really want to try and keep this clean sheet if we can. So, a little bit of trickery here coming, trying to protect the left side of our team, despite not having a left back and then playing with wingers. Trying to overload the midfield and central defence so that we got players who will run out that direction. Oh, Zuccolini there. I thought we might have just lost the clean sheet right at the end. But overall, that is a phenomenal performance at home to Man City. That's more like I want this team to play. We would, had great attacking strength. The defensive-minded midfielders came back and really helped out. The attacking midfielders roamed to find space, so they had an outlet. So we could get our creative players on the ball. Lukaku was absolutely immense up front in his half of football. Let's not forget we were without him for half of that game. It does mean Santi can start against Chelsea. Lukaku can start against Chelsea. Rodriguez should have been protected enough there where he gets a chance to play well against Chelsea as well. The rest of the team not really too tired. Nobody dropped below 75%. Bar Mesut Ozil. Great play up front. Great play from the fullbacks. What else is there to say, guys? What else is there to say? I'm very pleased. I'm very pleased. Well done, boys. I was worried about this game. I really was. Aguero up front, Morata, Raheem Sterling, De Bruyne. There's too much in this team to worry about. And that's kind of how I've tried to set up Arsenal. That there would be too much to worry about, so you can't mark anyone out of the game. Maybe we got lucky with some offside calls. That rules out 2 goals. We still win. So we do now move 7 points clear over Man City. Phenomenal. We have got 6 points over United going into their game. We're 8 points clear of Tottenham. And our next game against Chelsea, we're currently 14. So we're going to see what happens in those matches. We've just beaten a very good informed Man City team. I am very, very happy with that. So let's rest up some of the bench players and everybody for one day. Let's take care of business. So 1 day there. And 2 days off there. That gets us back in training very, very well, I feel. Nice, happy with that. We will deal with everything else in a little bit. I do want to see what these matches turn out like. Because if we can get somebody to lose here, someone around the top 4 to lose, maybe Stoke lose again. Man United have got a 4-0 win, so it's not going to be them, but Liverpool, we got them coming up if they drop more points. Stoke are now down to 7th. That's fantastic for us. Like I say, United did win. Tottenham couldn't win at Swansea. Thank you very much, boys. Liverpool did win, but we got a couple of results there. Stoke and Tottenham, that isn't too bad. So with Chelsea left to play, it looks like we will be 3 points clear of United. And then Man City and Tottenham are further 7 points back. So they are 2 games back, basically. Now, we're at Chelsea. They are going to be playing. Yeah, they're going to be playing tomorrow. So, it's pretty awesome how it's all coming together. Let's go ask for a new contract. Okay. Maybe soon, Stan. Maybe soon. Let's go quickly say thank you very much to the best players as well. Morale is ultra important in these games. So, Hector Bellerin, I think it's about time. I think it's time. He's a key player. There's no doubt about it. He's a key player. We're going to go talk to Ricardo Rodriguez as well. Absolutely fantastic stuff from you, sir. Mesut Ozil, absolutely fantastic again. So yeah, chances created, got himself an assist. Alexis Sanchez, captain, got a goal, got 2 assists. Exactly what I want from someone of his ability. So absolutely fantastic, Alexis. Thank you very much. Couldn't think of a better captain for this side right now. Just absolutely phenomenal. And Romelu Lukaku, superb performance in front of goal. So the 3 players that had 9 or above, and of course Rodriguez, who stood out from the rest of the team a little bit more. Petr Cech did well, but you know, I don't like praising anyone on low 8s or 7s. Let's just see what happens in the Chelsea game then, as we round up this. So, like I say, guys, look at this bug. I don't know why that happens. I do not know why that happens. We'll try and make Pato fit. Who else is down here? You know, we'll make you guys fit if we can. Jack Wilshere. Wilshere, Chambers. Yeah, let's... Ongoing 45s until I say otherwise for those 2 as well. That should keep the bench players and the reserve players a little fitter. So let's go see, what did Chelsea do in their game? They haven't yet played. Come on, I want to see that before we leave this game, because we know then what we're going in against Chelsea. So look at Modric in contract talks. Shinji Kagawa might be available. Not really interested in those 2. And look at that. Brighton win again. Phenomenal performances this season from them. They're really doing a good job. Bolton, Watford, though, picking up points. Really important for them over the course of the season. But Chelsea can't get the job done. Oh, yes. Yes. A very good team Chelsea have put together. But, you know what? It wasn't even as if Watford played well. If you look at that, good left-back play, good centre-back play. That was about it. So that now puts us, as you can see, legitimately 13 points ahead of Chelsea, who are our next game. We do go away to them. They are 1 day more tired than us, and I think I've managed the squad really well in terms of fitness and morale. I think we're on a good shape there. 6 days to the next game. You can see we're going to be fit. We're going to be match fit. We're going to be in great morale going forward. And yeah, I'm really happy with how this save's going. I'm glad we didn't end up losing it. So, what can I say? This could be the season. This could be my first season in charge of Arsenal where we win the Premier League, and I believe we've got a good shot in Europe as well. The Champions League's there to be won. I like our depth. I like our rotation options. I like our youth coming through. We'll wait and see on some of the other young prospects we've just brought in. Plus, of course, the youth academy guys who are going to come in at the over the next couple of months' time. I think it's like March or April, isn't it? We'll get those guys in. So we'll see if any gems are unearthed. But right now, things are going great in this save. Absolutely delighted. So, yeah. Wow. That's going to do it for this video, though. We've won 5 in a row. Can we make it 6 at Stamford Bridge? Then we go at home to Watford and Liverpool. West Ham away, Norwich at home, Crystal Palace away, Newcastle at home, Southampton away, Swansea at home. To be honest with you, if we can get a win against Chelsea, I can't see us really losing or maybe drawing a game until that Man United away. That's going to be the next big test. So we could go on an absolutely phenomenal run and almost sew the league up by the time we hit Man United, which would be nice because the Champions League knockout rounds, there's still some big teams left in here. We overcome Sevilla, we still got maybe Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Chelsea, Man United, Real Madrid, AC Milan, Juventus. You know, you look there just on the away teams, phenomenal. There's still a couple of nice teams like Man City, Lyon, PSV over there. Might be tricky ties, but we'll have a work cut out for us to win the Champions League. But that's kind of what I'm going for this season. If we can win everything now, but up until the Man United game in the league, I think that puts us in great position then for the quarters, the semis. We can rest players, and of course the final. It's not the toughest run in, even if we do need a couple of points. So everything could be going our way. I hope you're enjoying this save. I certainly am. It's been a really quite kind of interesting one, from start to finish. Just how I came across the idea to play as Arsenal, dismissed it, holiday the year, just seeing what kind of teams had come up, thinking maybe I'd play with one of the promoted teams, Wenger winning the league, retiring, my chance to put everything I'd been thinking about into play with a club like Arsenal, who are almost there but not quite. I mean, absolutely fantastic fun. So I do hope you're enjoying it. Let me know if you are in the comment section below. Leave a thumbs up on the like button. Smash that like button for me. And as always, guys, thanks very much for watching. I do appreciate you being here. I've been Chris Orme. You all take care, and we'll see you back here soon for some more FM16. Hopefully a smaller video, a shorter video next time, because not so much to update you on. But thanks for sticking with me, and let's get this done. I'll see you next time.